we will get to that. Welcome to the FPUK Christmas Quiz 2022. We've got three amazing sponsors tonight: Gallon Leather with a writing box for first place, Paper and Stift with a set of store exclusive inks for second place, and an annual subscription from Pen Sharing for third place. The Wooden Spoon prize is a set of puppy pads for pen cleaning, a la Roz. We have Kit with us tonight as our quiz master. Kit is a novice and not huge pen user, but he is a regular attendee at the monthly socials. He does have a very small set of pens, and he has an amazingly easy to understand voice. The questions were created by us as a joint effort and hopefully give a nice balance between fun and a bit of a challenge. Next slide down.
Don't like the way, all right, okay.
Okay, so do note down your answers and be ready to email them at the end of the quiz. We do have a email address that will pop up at the end, but only once we aren't recording. Please don't cheat, doesn't make it fun, and Kit has been threatening since he knew that we were doing this to spike Google with a couple of wrong answers. So I wouldn't trust your luck. I don't know whether he's done that or not. We do have 7 rounds with between 5 and 8 questions each. However, a few questions have multiple parts, including one mammoth question with 12 points up for grabs in it. There will be a short break at the end of round 3, which does coincide with that absolutely mammoth 12-part question, just to let you recover a little bit. And I will pass you on to Kit at the moment, and I will do my best to keep an eye on chat as we go.
All right, okay, let's see if I've learned, no, so I haven't learned how to use a Mac. Right, here we go, question 1, round 1. This is the pen identity parade. So, very straightforward, really. I will put up a series of images of pens, and it is simply a case of identifying the pen. So this is number 1. I'll leave it on the screen for, you know, what, roughly a minute, 40 seconds, something like that. You know, not, I don't actually have a, I don't have a timer per se. I do have a, there we go, I do have a timer now. I've got my work phone was hidden down here, right, here we go. So I can actually pay attention to how long.
Will we have the opportunity to go back for?
We can, but for obvious reasons, I'm trying to minimize that because we would just keep going round and round and it becomes chaos. So I'd rather, if we can, have everybody get to the point where they're happy and then we move on. Rather, you know, otherwise it's just going to be constantly toing and froing and trying to, you know.
Yeah, asking for Roz's sake mainly because I'm not seeing her yet in the participant list.
Yeah, we can go back. I mean, you know, it's not a big. I'm just conscious some people may have blocked out a chunk of time for this quiz or whatever, and therefore if we wait too long, we're going to end of round 1. There's a recap. There is a recap of the thing. Yeah. So, okay, I think that's probably all enough for pen 1, and I shall move on to pen. I wish there was
Sorry, a bit of an ink disaster. Is it name and model?
Yes, preferably, but I think you, can you get 1 point. Yeah, it says yes. So if Fiona's marked the sheet, there we go. You get 1 point for make and 1 point for model.
Ah, Roz is here.
Hooray!
Right, what we missed?
We're still right. You're literally on question 1, so you haven't really missed anything, and I'll just magically take longer on this slide. We won't move off now. So it's just identify the pen. There is a point for make and model in these pen identities. So if you don't know the model, if you know the make, that's still a point. If you know the make and model, that's effectively 2 points.
Oh, bit of rush. So,
Well, all the normal stuff.
Glad you made it.
It's going to be email in the answers. However, we won't put the email up on the screen, so we'll pause the recording when we show the email address, and then we'll start the recording again. So, but you can paste it in from Notepad or Word or whatever you want within reason. Yes. you send it in 7-bit unsigned ASCII, I might frown, but whatever. Okay, I think we're probably done with 1. Are you okay, Roz, if I move on to 2?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, number 2. That one does. If you don't get the make on that one, then if I'm honest, there's a bit of a question mark.
What are you doing in the group? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know.
Bonus points for the name of the colour?
I don't know. I think it's just purely make and model, actually.
I don't remember.
What's with the paperclip? Sorry.
That helps it stops it
drawing
rolling
pin.
over and falling onto the flat side down.
Okay.
Ah, so it's got a flat side.
But, yeah, facing up with the manufacturer
Ooh.
written in it. I mean,
Ooh,
You know, I think
Clues are
it might
piling.
even have a name somewhere.
okie dokie. Right, I'll move on to. I think that one really is not a challenge. We'll move on to the next one. Number 3. That's slightly harder. Then everyone's happy? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'll move on to one that's possibly slightly harder still.
Hmm.
Well, it's not that.
Do we get bonus like bonuses for amusing answers?
No, you get points for getting it right. That's how this works. Amusing answers may make us laugh, but yeah, don't get your points, I'm afraid.
Is it only half a point if you only get one bit?
Yeah, so
As a
effectively
yeah.
each of these has 2 points. You've got a make
Okay.
and a model. So if
Okay.
you get the make, you
It's
will
worth a
get a
guess.
point. Or if you manage to guess the model but don't know the make, you'll get 1 point. But you know, if you get both, then you get 2 points. Okay, everyone happy with the progression?
Yep.
If anyone says no, I will just wait, but I'm just guessing, you know, if you're all happy. Right.
Oh,
Number 5.
My apologies. Could we request Sarah Sylvester to mute, because I think there's some radio or TV in the background.
Hang on. Oh.
They don't get a bonus for guessing the
Hang on. I'm supposed to find someone and mute them, but I'm.
Sorry, I'm not getting some.
There we go. I've muted them. It's okay.
Thank you very much.
Very well done, because you've identified who it was. I could just hear the noise, but I thought, well, I forget that I can control that. I'm normally just oblivious to these things. Right, there we go. So that is the end of round 1. I don't think anyone's going to be. That's the whole group there together.
oh, I've got first one wrong. Oh, never mind.
Well, no, you can go. I mean, like, there's still time to go back and correct it if you want to go back. Until it's submitted, it's not submitted. So you know.
No, I'm going to go my first gut.
Okay, fair enough. You've made an answer, so you're going to stick with it. Right, everyone ready for round 2?
Yep.
The paper round. Which Scottish paper mill went into administration? This is easy. I've got a whole bunch of faces here, and I can't read the question. How do I hide all these people over? Sorry, Fiona's. I'm not a Mac user. This is not my thing. Right. There we go. Hey, fantastic. Went into administration this year. I wasn't sure if it was this year or last year, so I was like, better. There we go. So
Oh,
which
God, I
Scottish
don't
paper
know.
mill went into administration this year? And there are 2 points up for grabs: the name of the paper mill and the name of the company that, you know, owned it or ran it, or whatever it was.
Monopoly.
Okay, everyone happy for me to move on?
Mhm.
Which well-loved, sought-after paper in 52 grams a square meter has come back into production, but by a different company?
This is a pervert speciality, isn't it?
Possibly.
Are you wanting the name of the new company or the paper? Sorry.
The name of the paper and the name of the new company, I believe, yes.
Oh no.
So again, there's 2 points available. So if you know the name of the paper, put that down because you're going to get a point. If you know both, or if you just know the company, put that down, and it's worth a guess. If you get it wrong, you're not going to lose points. So, if you're guessing it's wrong, you just don't get that point. So it's worth a guess. Not negatively marking. We're not that mean.
Thought it'd be easier this year.
Well, it's not intentionally difficult, if that's any.
It's all right.
Because I did
Yeah,
want the
yeah, yeah.
prizes to actually go to different people.
Yes, bits. We wanted some questions that were a challenge that would stretch people and whatever, but some of it, hopefully, pretty much everyone knows. Anyway, moving on. Question 3. What is this ruling called? And it actually, there are two acceptable answers. So actually, you will only get 1 point, even if you put both, you'll only get 1 point because it's known to some people as one and some as the other. So you can either put both or guess both or whatever, but you'll still only, I think, unless I'm mistaking this, you would still only get 1 point in effect. Yeah, Fiona's nodding. So you'd only get 1 point even if you know what they both are, because some places call it one name and some places call it another, but you could perfectly legitimately only have heard one or the other.
Will you accept answers in Armenian?
If they match the answer I have in the language I have it in, sure. But I'm guessing no. I don't know. It depends on what sort of job Google Translate does of Armenian, really. Everyone happy for me to move on? All right, question 4. What paper is a collaboration between Mitsubishi Paper Mills and Yamamoto Shigu? Yeah, some of these are possibly slightly tricky, but there are easier ones again. The next question, I promise, I got, okay? I got the next question when Fiona asked it to me.
Kit did get 14.
I got 40, yeah, I got 40. Fiona ran through a whole bunch of the questions and I got 14.
Of how many?
Considering, I don't know, probably 36 or something. But,
That'll be better than me.
No, I wouldn't, well, I say that actually, it might have been slightly more than, anyway, I probably got roughly a third or whatever, but when you consider I really don't have a lot of these things, I couldn't, even the pens, and I didn't know most of them. Some of them I did, but some of them I was like, oh, no idea, Anyway, next one, so I'll move on from that one. How many A5 sheets can you get out of an A1 sheet of paper?
Right, so...
That was pretty much what I did.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Can you come quietly, Rose?
Yeah, Ros, can you stop, please? I can't think.
Mute Ross. Everyone happy?
I can answer that one.
Good. Okay. Which effects are demonstrated in the following 2 pictures? So you have picture A, picture B. This is a good point for me to say, actually, if anyone has kind of, the screen dimming, kind of automatically turning your screen to look like candlelight to stop the blue light from keeping you awake at night, it might be worth disabling that, because, oh dear, hang on, that's gone enthusiastic. There we go. Sorry, I clicked it by mistake. We're going to move on in the ink round to some inks, and it won't be critical, but if you can make your screen as kind of white color calibrated, if you've got it set to very evening, very sort of candlelighty, low color temperature, you're going to make everything look more yellow and brown, whatever, than it really is. I appreciate to some extent everyone's screen isn't calibrated and all the rest of it. So, we've done our best to work around that. However, if you've got one of these nights, I have it on the big screen there that, as of sunset, it automatically makes the screen go funny. Anyway, A and B, everyone happy for me to move on? Good. Round 3, Inky Madness. Which colours become apparent using chromatography with J. Herbinifad de Sophia?
Don't know, guess you.
Yeah, we said to make it slightly easier, you're looking for 3 colours and it's worth a guess. Just purely based on the name alone, it's worth a guess. You'll probably get 1 based purely on the name alone. So. Okay, everyone happy? Good, good. Which pen was released by Parker to make the most of Quink ink, especially its fast drying properties? Just have a look there. So it's a single, okay, so it is a single point for this one. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Which grey ink was named after one of the works of Natsume Soseki's novels? Soseki, something. Somebody knows better than me. Pronounce it. Feel free to. There is an ink named after. Fiona said a grey ink with gold shimmer. Okay, everyone happy? Which of these inks is Sailor Epinard? Now you're seeing why I said you might want to make your screen go to a white calibration rather than a yellow or whatever.
Definitely better get that one right.
Okay, now, are we ready? Let's see what happens. Name the diamine inks 1 to 12. There is a color key at the side to help with monitoring. We were well aware that everyone's got different screens. So what you're going to see is you've got some diamine colors down the side: Writer's Blood, Turquoise, Imperial Purple, Graphite, and Carnation. And they are there. And those 12 are not, and none of them are a repeat. There's no repeats. You haven't got Writer's Blood in there or anything else. So those 12 are all different diamine colors. They're all diamine. And obviously they're a calibration grid to let so you're trying to compare, is that a blue or green or whatever. The idea was you've got something to compare to this. If your screen is blue or green or white, well, it doesn't matter so much because you've got a reference. That's the theory. We've no idea if this will work or not.
Sorry, kid, what's the question? Say the question again.
The question is, can you, you've got 12 there. There is a point for each of those inks. They're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4 along the top. Each one has a number, top left, of the color swatch. If you can label each one 1 to 12, and if you get it right, you get a point per color. And that's a good point. I'm going to leave that one on the screen for I'll give it 30 seconds per colour, so 6 minutes. There you go. So I'll leave it on screen for 6 minutes. If you think you're quicker than that, then you can grab a, drink or something while you're doing it. I'll probably come back to this one at the end if we're having a break later or something. We'll put this.
With this one just on the screen.
Right. Okay. So this will stay on for a little bit. There you go. Hmm.
Can you clarify for me, because I can't see in that picture and I can't tell if it's my monitor or not. Is 8 a shimmer?
Yes, 8 is a shimmer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, that's wrong then.
Yeah. 8's got a shimmer. 9, 6, 11 all definitely have shimmer. So 6, 8, 9, and 11 I think have shimmer.
Which ones? Can you just say that again? 6, 8.
9 and 11 to my eyes all
No,
have.
they are the shimmers.
Oh, they are. There you go.
Only shimmers.
They're the only shimmer. So 6, 8, 9, and 11 all have shimmer. So that kind of sparkliness you might be able to see is a shimmer in it.
Do you have any idea how much pressure I feel on this round?
I would say sorry, but I'm not.
If you don't get 100% on this round, Mrs. Foster.
I would, to be fair, it's difficult because the calibration, making sure that white is white and the color temperature and is not perfect. So that's why we wanted something to give you a reference to try and help, so you get an idea: is it lighter, darker than the one there? And of course, the picture we took in the first place isn't perfectly white balanced and all the rest of it. So there's a lot of gremlins in the system, but
But I would seriously say, if anyone wants to nip to the loo, wants to go
it's
get
probably
a
a good
refill
opportunity
of
to
a
do that.
drink,
Yeah.
etc., we'll start back in a couple of minutes. But we'll just leave these up while people have a breather.
I'm coming up with new ink names. Should have bought the ink pens.
They should have bought what?
The ink pens.
I mean, that isn't where these have come from.
Not one of these is in an ink vent.
You're joking. All right, okay.
Not joking at all.
Shimmer ones must be.
I might make too many inks. That's all I can say.
No, I used one X ink vent in the sort of an ink that wasn't Sailor Epinard in the last question, just to get something of a good tone. Nothing in here isn't in either their 30ml or their shimmer standard bottling. So there's no store exclusives, there's nothing weird, there's nothing fancy. It's just their
It's all
standard
dye
range.
bottles, basically.
Mainly because I'm tight.
Fiona just asked if you're all enjoying it, and I said, well, none of them are screaming and none of them have quit. So
Yet.
yeah.
But I'm now opening the alcohol.
Okay, well, I'd started with that. I mean, hey,
Yes, well, I was in a rush.
I've been on call all week, so I was like, hey, it's 4 o'clock, I'm finished. They can't phone me up, and then literally they phoned me just there to say, who's on call and who can go to Newcastle to fix a problem. I was like, nah, not me.
I had a good trip back until I got just toward nearly home. Less about half a mile, but I got stuck in roadworks.
Were they yours?
No, I don't do roads anymore.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't associated with any of our developments. It was someone else's.
Somebody else's roadwork. Right, that's been 6 minutes. Does any? I mean, we can come back to this. I appreciate this is a trickier one, but then if you think you've had the time you would need and you don't know the answer, then there's not much point in gulping up the screen. So, if you're happy for me to move on, I will.
I gave up the second I saw the colours, to be honest.
Okay, good. Right, that's healthy.
Well, I've made up new colour names.
New colour. Diamond are launching a new range called What FPUK came up with on their call.
I'm
I don't do
incredibly
shimmer.
torn. Even with the colour swatches, I'm sitting there going, there's no orange or yellow in the colour swatches, so I don't know. I
How-
can't balance the orange in my head.
Also, isn't there a high percentage of men are colourblind?
Well,
I mean, a higher
yeah.
proportion. It's
Yeah.
something
Well,
like
then that's their own fault for being men, I suppose.
Okay,
Thank you, Rose.
that's healthy.
Ross, I'll try and be.
I knew I chose the wrong multiple answer, multiple question answer when it was.
You're also a person most likely to have calibrated color rectified monitors, so you get very little sympathy.
I do, but I only have black ink, one bottle of it. You know, I can see all of these colors perfectly, but not one of them's black.
That's true.
Edmund, next we'll do a special round
Too
piece.
great.
There we go.
Well, there's a black example. Second from the bottom.
Graphite, yeah. But again, it's a grey.
Yeah, that's not a black.
It'll be a pretty hellish quiz to have to check 12 shades of black and work out what they are.
That would be mean. That would have been. That's it. Yeah, exactly. There you go. That would have been mean. It's like, here are 12 blacks. Work out which is which.
Just because it's not as black as your beard, which is a grey.
I think we've established that the question writers have gone feral. How did we work it out? Well, anyway, right. Let's move on to the next round. Round 4. They're nibs. Which picture shows the profile of a food nib? Ooh. It is only it's a single point. It's just identify. So you have a 1 in 3 chance of getting it right purely by guessing. So could be worse.
I was going to say, I mean, in the previous round, you got a 1 in 100 chance of getting, some of those. So it's, pretty even.
Exactly. So compared to that, this is a walk in the park. Exactly.
And Diamond about 1 in 1,000.
Right, moving on. Which pen from which brand had a precursor to the vanishing point? It had no cap, instead using a button at the back of the pen to open a hinged lid and push the nib into its writing position.
Is the answer biro?
No. As per the usual rules, there are 2 points available, 1 for the make and 1 for the name of the pen. So if you know one or the other, obviously put down what you know. I'll leave that one up a little bit because it's a longer question. But it is the precursor to the vanishing point. But not by that. Sorry, but not by that brand. But not by the brand of the vanishing point. So there you go. That's a free point. It's not. I don't know who that is. There you go. Not by that brand. Like
no, I was just thinking.
Who makes a vanishing point? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Right, moving on. Who supplies nibs to Bennu?
Oh.
So that's a slightly easier one. If you have a Bennu.
Only if you know it.
Well, yeah, but compared to historical history of fountain pens, it's probably, at least you could literally buy one of these, whereas you probably could buy one of those, but I'm guessing it's, harder. Right.
Funnily enough, I'm using a Bennu pen, so
Excellent.
there we go. If only I had my reading glasses with me.
On the previous question, was it? I'm assuming it's a fountain pen which you were referring to, wasn't it? On number 2.
On this one, yes, it's a fountain. It's a brick. Yes, it says it has no cap. Instead, it's a button for the pen at the hinge. Yes, it's a fountain pen. So it's like, it behaves a bit like the Vanishing Point, but a precursor to it by a different company.
At least it's not a question about archipelagos.
That's. I don't think there are any. All of it's fountain pen related. There we go. To some extent, right. What type of nib would be appropriate to use to write in Lombardic script? So those of you who attended the calligraphy talk would have no hope, Fiona says. Oh, I thought that's where this one came from. Okay. Oh, that was my theory out the window. I've no idea where this one came from then. But anyway, Lombardic script. Okie dokie. Moving on. This one I got right. Name 3 materials commonly used in nibs currently.
Oh, common.
Well, I mean, I think reasonably you would say everybody would have either seen or used or heard of. I mean, they may not own one, but they know that it is used as a nib. And I will tell you now, there is a bit of a gotcha on that one, isn't there? Yeah, sort of in the background. Anyway, there's 3. Yes, 3. There's definitely 3 there. But, yeah. Anyway, I think that one's quite straightforward. Moving on. Identify these grind profiles. So you've got 4 grind profiles for nib on screen. And they match up with 4. Yeah, I would say they're pretty common. They are common, I think. Nibs, and certainly they're ones I've heard of. So I would define that as reasonably common.
On number 4, there's several variations for the name of that nib. Depending on who's doing the grind.
Okay.
Considering it's from Joe's.
It's from Joe. So if you know what that she, I don't know Joe. To be honest, it could be he. There we go. Right, sorry. If you know what they, to be honest, if in doubt, what I would say is write all of your things. We're likely to be sympathetic with markings. If you've put 3 names in and one of them is the right name, that's what you know what I mean.
I suppose it's what Jose calls them.
Yeah, but if it's known as a spaniel nib and a Labrador nib, if you wrote spaniel stroke Labrador and one of them was right, we would tick it. You know what I mean? It's going to be like that. We're not going to be looking to deduct points off people.
German Shepherd or Alsatian.
German Shepherd, Alsatian, yeah. Dog nibs. Wow. All right, onwards. Is everyone happy? Sorry, I should have checked that.
Can you go back to that last one, please?
Sorry, go back to that last one. Yeah, of course. Yep. So you've got four nibs, and they are pretty common. I mean, as I said, I had heard of them all, which would suggest they're not exactly super obscure. Let's look at it that way. Give me a shout when I can move on.
Yep, you can carry on.
Okie dokie. What do you use this for in pen maintenance? Anyone who was at the rather good pen maintenance talk, which I did see quite a chunk of, which was good. This was one of the early things discussed. So if you attended that talk, you've got a bonus.
Well, George actually gave the talk, so
I was going to say, if I get it wrong, I've got a problem.
If you get it wrong, then we're going to worry a little bit, if I'm honest. Okay. One. Which pen materials should not be soaked? And I will say here, we've got 2 whole point answers and one that's a half point answer. So in actual fact, if you can get up to 2, you can get up to 2.5 points in effect. So yeah, if you put 3 answers down, you could potentially get 2.5 points. It sounds a bit weird, but it made sense when we were looking at it.
Hold on. What?
Right. So effectively, there's 3. There's which pen materials should not be soaked, and we are looking for up to 3 answers. But one of the
Oh, right, up to 3 answers. Okay.
One of the answers is kind of a half mark because it's kind of half true. So we decided one was worth half a point and the other 2 are both worth a full point. I think one, like 2 are should not and one is recommended not, you know, but you can probably get away with it more than the others. This next one is going to be even funnier, I think. Yeah, probably. Right, everyone ready?
Sorry, can I just ask one silly question?
Yeah,
I've lost track of the rounds. Round 4 had 6 questions, is that right? And
yes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes. Sorry, yes, we snuck in a 6th question on that one, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
that's
that was
cool.
just to some extent it was how many sort of things seemed to fit. It wasn't like we must have 5 questions, but it was like we just built
Did
round.
round 2 also have 6 questions?
Round 2 had
yes.
6.
Oh, good.
2 had 6. Round 1 had 5. 2 had 6. 3 had
5.
5.
5, but 1 was huge. And then round 4 has 6. 5 has 5. 6 has 5. 7.
I'm now very confused.
That's okay. That's good.
Which? Hang on.
Hello.
So the question before this with the what is this tool used for in pen maintenance, is that?
Yes.
That's
That's
cool. Thank you.
question 1 of round 5. Okay. So which pen material should not be soaked? Happy with that one?
Yep.
According to George, what is the first rule of pen maintenance? It's like, what's the first rule of Fight Club? Right. What's the first rule of pen maintenance? Again, George, if you don't get this one right, we're going to ask questions.
But there were 3 parts to the answer.
Are there? Oh,
Yeah.
first rule.
We took the overarching main. To be fair, if we kind of interpret what people are writing as that kind of main principle you alluded to, then that is, you know. So yeah, there's a couple of things we've kind of written things there. The sorts of things we will accept when people say, we'll be like, yeah, that's what the. Again, we're trying to reward people who are attending the talks and things. So you know, it gives you a bit of a bonus if you're coming along to stuff and you know. Attending and watching and paying attention. Right. What body part is used to describe rounded edges on the inside of times? Okay, Fiona's saying it causes hard starts. Or no ink.
I was going to say this. Okay.
Yeah, or no ink flow. So there we go. That's and last question of round 5 is what is a good material to start with when smoothing a nib? Yeah, so we said either the type of material or the specific properties that, you know, I think there was discussion on this again in the talk. But if there wasn't, it's the general principle. If you're maintaining a pen, what's a good material, or probably the best material to start with, not necessarily obviously where you'd end up based on what I watched Fiona doing. It's definitely not where you end up.
Loofah.
Loofah, yeah, that's exactly right.
Strap it to the bottom of a car and just drag it along the road, sir.
Yeah, boron carbide. What could go wrong? All right, round 6, is that so? Which company that specialized in color printing still specializes in certainly yeah, things along those lines, and postage stamps and things along those lines, also made fountain pens, and for a bonus point, what was their first pen called?
Pete's sake.
So it is a company that, to the best of my knowledge, certainly existed when I know it existed, what, 10, 15 years ago, certainly. It probably does still exist, actually. I will have a quick check. Let me just check it still exists as a company. I think it does. I certainly don't think they make pens anymore. I think they make things like, you know, yes, they do. They do still have a listing on the stock market, so they definitely still exist.
Yeah.
And I will just have a look at what they are listed as doing now. Yeah, they do service provision for governments and commercial organisations. So yeah, they are still in that line. The fact they printed postage stamps is a bit of a clue. That's the sort of market they are in. That's probably enough clues. So yeah, they do lots of stuff. They do tax stamps. Yeah, they still do authentication labels. There you go. So they're basically still in the same business, albeit the modern form of it. But they did once make a fountain pen at least, and there we go. Right. Next question. What material were the first ink cartridges made of? And there is a bonus point for if you know who made them. So there's a point for the material.
Oh God, who was it?
The material I got, and without any particular knowledge, and the company I wouldn't have got if you'd left me there all week with nothing but a company book.
Oh, blimey, I've got them.
Oh gosh, that dates back to the First World War, doesn't it? I think.
Before it.
Before.
Before it.
Yeah. Can I say the year?
Yeah, sure.
1890.
I think on everything we give them the
Yeah, no, I'm yeah. Okay, well, Fiona's feeling bad at the moment. So there you go. You're getting extra help. There you go. So yeah, 1890. The previous one was 1895. This one's 1890.
Oh, well, right. A bonus point by who? Oh.
The next one is going to have people. The next one's actually going to be quite people's reaction.
See it. Oh, it's either that or that.
What was the question again?
What material were the first ink cartridges made of? And basically, that is guessable, and my guess was right. But the bonus point by who is definitely a knowledge thing. If you know that, great. But I mean, I wouldn't have done.
I'm playing for the puppy pad.
Good. Well, okay.
That wasn't my intention, but that's where I am now.
Okay.
Steph, you have actually written down some answers, haven't you?
I have.
Is the wooden spoon a biro?
No,
it's a puppy pad.
That's my thing, puppy pads.
I know. It's because of you.
We did give you a call out at the beginning of the meeting, but you weren't here yet.
Sorry, I was with Famalam.
What was the significance of the blue diamond on a Parker clip?
Oh, I should know that.
Oh,
and we just have a look. We found a couple of different sources. So we've got a couple of answers we will accept on this, because some sources said one thing and some sources said another. So as long as your answer is around those two things, we're going to accept the answer, because it's kind of difficult to say definitively which it was. But so we're kind of happy to accept a couple of things. Uh-oh.
I know this, but I've forgotten.
Someone who said in a pub quiz, if you answer Nelson Mandela to every question you have a chance of getting one right. Don't think that works in the fiction.
No. If you answer Nelson Mandela to every single question, you will not get many right on our quiz. In fact, I think I can say confidently, none.
Do they win this puppy pad?
Sure, why not? Are you happy? I mean,
I've had that.
Royal Mail can leave that outside and not send it anywhere, just the same as any other parcel, so it doesn't really matter.
The only one I've used. They last for ages.
Well, yeah. Next question. What do these pens from Schaefer have in common? The Saratoga, the Pen for Men, and the Sentinel Deluxe. They all share a common thing.
I don't know this one, but I'm just going to write something down.
That, to be fair, is a
I
sensible.
agree with Ed.
Yeah, me too.
Someone's at the door.
It's all right, it's okay.
Pens
Just
from
let
Schaefer
go.
have in common. No.
So another thing that people who like fountain pens have in common is that they're very competitive.
Really?
Easy.
Made it back.
Well, it's not that. And it's not that. No, that is Saratoga. Isn't that a battleship?
There was a
Was?
US. There was a US destroyer, I think, yeah, called Saratoga. Yes. For the Alice.
Why couldn't that be a question?
Because Fiona didn't let me write all the answers. I'm handing out questions on US warships. You're all not going to be here after 5 minutes. It's going to be like, well,
Yeah, but I might win that.
Wasn't Saratoga an airplane carrier?
possibly it might have been actually. Yeah, thinking about it, I thought it was one of the destroyers. They sometimes reuse names, don't they? They kind of pass them down.
Sentinel Deluxe was definitely a car.
It does sound like a car, I have to admit. Anyway,
Wasn't the Saratoga in Star Trek as well?
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you. I thought so.
Which fountain pen was adapted to be featured in the Kingsman film? Again, if you turned up to the talk, what, 2 nights ago or whatever, it was heavily featured.
Is it make and model or just make?
Make and model, yeah.
I was really excited that I knew one then. And now you want the model as well.
Sorry. Well, you preferably again. It's worth putting. Obviously, you get a point for the make and a point for the model. So if you know the make, then you still get a point for that. So that's good. Okie dokie. We're on to round 7.
Oh, are we?
How many rounds we got?
28.
7. Which company was established in 1846 in Rhode Island by a man called Richard?
Is this pen related or just general?
Yeah, pen related.
Yeah, it is a
Fountain pen company.
well known currently.
Well known, still currently in existence. It's not disappeared. It still exists, but it was established in 1846 in Rhode Island. Yeah, to be fair, if we
Got a
gave
very low keyboard.
Someone's got one of the old micro switch. They're lovely. Right. Name a friendly pen company established in 2015 in Dublin, starting with concrete pens with a focus on precision machining. So that one, I think we've got more chance of everyone having a fighting stab. Ros looks happy. That's good. Yep. Okay. Everyone happy for me to move on?
Yep.
In which country is Van Diemen's ink based?
Can I just say that I feel like I've got a bit of more of a chance this year?
Good. Well, there you go. You see, that's.
Yeah, by this point last year, I think there was something about the statue of a dog belonging to someone, and I was already just gone.
That's just like, what? Which pen company vacated Russia owing to the invasion of Ukraine and is now located in Armenia?
What number is this? Oh, number 4.
This is
Sorry.
round 7, question 4. Yeah.
Number 4. Okay. Which pen can I-
7.4, as I've called it.
There are 8 questions on this round.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Next. Which pen company was established in 1918 under the name of Namiki Manufacturing Company and changed its name in 1938?
Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Which British pen maker makes some of their pen from skateboards?
That is.
Okay, second last question. Who is the owner and founder of the Good Blue Pen Company?
Is that a point for first name or a point for last name? Or
I think you can. Okay, Fiona says you're at it. So, I think it's a point for them. To be honest, I'm guessing again. If you know who it is, put it in. I guess if you get the first name or the last name, we'd still give you a point kind of territory. So you know, you either know it or you don't probably. Last question of the quiz. This was my contribution. James Bond in the 1983 film Octopussy was issued with a gadget pen by Q Branch. What make was this pen? And for an extra point, what did it do? Actually, I'll accept there's 2 things it did, so you can kind of have a point if you know either of the things it did, but that's fine. But that's my contribution. There you go. Fiona did the rest. All right.
Could I be a pain, Kit? I've only got 4 answers for round 6 and I've no idea which one I missed.
Round 6. Oh, it was me clicking a lot and then it just caught up with itself. Right. So you had what company specialised in colour printing?
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
What material the first ink cartridge was made of? Bonus point by who?
Yep.
What was the significance of the blue diamond on a Parker clip?
Yep.
What do these pens from Schiefer have?
Oh, I answered that one and I deleted it accidentally.
Okay.
Right, thank you. That's the one I missed.
That's okay.
That's why you should use pen and paper.
That
exactly.
makes it harder
It's
to email.
hard to email.
I'm fully assuming we are going to get emails with photographs of ink pen submitted answers. I'm absolutely certain.
That's the perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to do it, but I don't know if you'll read mine.
Well, we'll give it a go.
If we can't read it, we will
Yeah.
probably ask.
Yeah, if we can't read it, we'll come back to people and say, look, yeah, if you have done it like that, we'll give it a go. Yeah, but we'll
Sorry,
go on.
what was number round 6, number 1, please?
Round 6, number 1 is which company that specialised in
Oh
colour
God, that one.
and postage stamps also made fountain pens. Like the company still makes I'm pretty sure they now make credit cards and things as well. I mean they do security like security printing and things. They are still an existing, I did check, they are still an existing company and they do still, you know, they still do their thing. They don't make fountain pens anymore.
Yeah, that's not as helpful as you think it might be.
No, no.
Sorry.
Fair, yeah, but they are still an existing company, so they print currency. So yeah, they do have lots of
Round 6, question
fancy
1.
holographic printing. Sorry? Last slide.
To be.
Second last. Right, here we go. Forward, 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 forward. Right, that's the last slide. So
Can't be, because what would they?
So I'm not cheating on this.
Right.
I just knew him. I
so-
just find out what his surname was. I know it was Sun. I was like, oh, Mum, find his surname. I was
Gonna-
like, it's a bit of a cheat.
Right, we're stopping recording now while we do the email address.